Shapar, which means on. Yayan, which stands for wine. Saw, which means to turn.
Layash'ala, which means to Israel.
Shapar. Men of Israel at Majam, Saul upon Yehoiada, which means turn and face the east. We're going to recite the Lord's Prayer. Let's start with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew.
The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. It's the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shamayam.
Shabbat
Quadash. Ayah. Shekah. Yahweh. Yalak Wafka. The Baal. Ra Tazaka. Ayah.
I.S.U.P.K.
It's like I.S.U.P.K. Baha Ratazah. Kawa. Ayah. Bashimayam. Nathan. Lanawa. Lakam. Kal. Yawam. Wasalakanawa. Kawa Wafanawa. Kasalakanawa. Kawa Wafanawa. La'a. Kabaya Anawa. Bana Sayawan. Abal. Hasa. Awashai Nawa. Mayan. Rai. Kai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wa'a Allah. Wa'a Tapa Arak. La'ai Walam Yom. Aman.
In English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. The power in Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'Hashem. Yahushai. Balkashah. Nathan Lanawa. Hakak. Lara Paha. Kal Makala. Wakal the wa. Hakak. Latha. Hamatazar Rayam. Hakak. Lahakwa Yam. Hawa Hamata Hamatyam. Hakak.
Arak Hakrak. Haftab Ma'ala. Lagal Rashan. Bashim. Yahushai. The water. Aman.
In English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the
The
dead.
power against unclean
The
spirits.
power against unclean
Cast
spirits.
them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Ashana.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Hayam.
Ahahariam.
Mahayam.
Mayan.
Yaba.
Yabaa.
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh. Ayah. Aisha.
Aisha.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Ratazah.
Wa'aratazah.
Yatan.
Al-Yatan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Ragalka.
Wagalka.
Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hayan.
Hana.
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 La'a. Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yaya Shan.
Yayashan.
Shawama.
Shawamar.
Lasha'ala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamaraka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yawam. Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Mashash.
Hashamash.
La'a.
La'a.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wamarak.
Wayarak.
Bala
Yala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makarai.
Makarai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar. Sounds good on the show.
Athan Nepashka.
Nepashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamar. Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Tazak.
Tazahaka.
Wabawa Aka.
Wabawaka.
Ma'aitha.
Maitha.
Wa'ad. Alawam.
I will love. In the English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and
He will
earth.
not suffer thy foot.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold. He that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel
shall not slumber nor sleep.
shall not slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shield upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shield upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by
Nor
day,
the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy
Yahweh
soul.
shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going
And
out
thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth,
Even forevermore.
even forevermore. Blessings in the Hebrew. Psalm 83. Allah. Ayam.
Alahayim.
Aladamanya. Laka.
Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al Damayalaka.
Aladamaka.
Al Takarash.
Takarash.
Wa Al Tashakwat.
Tasakwat.
Al Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awayabyaka.
Alayabyaka.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawam.
Wa Mashanayaka.
Mashanayaka.
Nasha'awa.
Nasha'awa.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al Aimaka.
Amaka.
Yairiyamwa.
Yayaromyo.
Sawad.
Sawad.
Wayata Yaita Zawad.
Yaita Sawad.
Alta Zapawanyaka.
Tasawamyaka.
Amarwa.
Amara.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakida.
Walakakidam.
Magoya.
Magoya.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazaka.
Sham Yasharala.
Sham Yashale. Aiwad.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawaita Zawad.
Naraita Zara.
La. Yakadwa.
Yakadba.
Alyaka.
Ayaka.
Bara.
Mara'a.
Yakawafwa.
Yakawafwa.
Ahoya.
Ahoya.
Adawan.
Adawam.
Wayashamali.
Wayashmalia.
Awa'aba.
Waba'aba.
Wahagoria.
Wahagoya.
Babal.
Babal.
Wa'aimawa.
Wa'aimawa.
Wa'aimalak.
Amalak.
Palashah. I'm I.S.U.P.K.
I.S.U.P.K. Gamashawo. Nalawa. Imam. Hayawa. Zawad. The Banyawa. Salah. Aishalah. Kamadia. Kasayat Kayabia. Balakal. Wayashma. Nashamadwa. Bayanda Ara. Ayawa. Daman. Adama. Shayatamwa. Nadayamnawa. Kaira. Kazaaba. Kazanamba. Nasakamba. Ashar. Amarwa. Nayara Shah. Dalama. Na'awaf. Alahayam. Shayatambwa. Kagol. Kakwash. Apanya Kaash. Ira. Kalahaba. Talaha. Harya. Kanta the Dakwas. Irika. Wabasa Pafka. Tabahalawam. Mala'a. Panyaham. Kuala Kwashwa. Shamka. Yahawa. Yabashwa. Wayaba'awa. Wayakapawa. Wayabadwa. Waya'ira. Kaya. Afla. Shamka. Yahawa. Labaka. Ayawam. Al-Kawaharatasa. Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. Be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies are making tumult, and they have hate socket. And they that hate thee have lift up their heads. They have set socket. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation. The name of Israel may be no more a remembrance. But they have consulted together with one consent. They have confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, the Baal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Saul also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them, unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. They have become as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red, and like Zahab. Yea, all their princes, as Amunda, as Abba, and as Amuna, who said, let us take up to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as stone before the wind, as a fire burning for wood, as a flame set the mountain on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, of the Most High, over the earth. Blessings in the Hebrew. Rakta Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Malak. Wa Malak Allah.
Wa Mayata Allah.
Wa Allah Hayam.
Wa Allah Hayam.
Matazab Ya'al. Alawap Yahana. Ha Alawapyum. Ha Saranyum. Ha Tazayan Yunyum. Ha ya la yum. Ha socket. Ha awafyum. Yahweh. Bashim Yahushai.
The
water Aman.
in English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commander General Yahweh.
Commander General Yahweh. The generals.
The
captains.
Officers.
Troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
I.S.U.P.K curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
Speak against us.
Prophets.
That prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the schools.
And the schools.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose.
And shake loose.
The treasure.
The treasure.
Of the rich of Israel.
Of the rich of Israel.
I refuse to give to the school.
They refuse to give to the schools.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
Enter into that sanctuary.
Enter into that sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nation.
And the nation.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug dealers.
Court system.
Court system.
Prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and
Roman
armies.
Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church. The Pope.
Islam.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Kamatazi.
The gay movement.
The
lesbian movement.
Spies. Workers of witchcraft.
National Space Program. Army.
Navy.
Air Force. Marine. Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
The airways.
Cable access channels. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit. Any of that people. That seek to stop us. And bring swift destruction.
To
all the heathen. That stand in the way. Trying to stop us. From broadcasting your word.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
Cause
them to go to and fro.
Through the earth.
And consume them.
And
the plague. Shake the house of the thief. And the murderer. Yahweh Shah.
Michael and Gabriel.
Down with the flying sword. And punish all the heathen. Come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all. It is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread to the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause it to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you always. So be it. So you got your garment?
There's a lot of stuff that's there. A lot
Sure, you
of
bring your garment, all right?
comment.
Step up. Bring your chair. Yeah, so. Is there another Tanakh back there? Show all Bible show. State your registry.
Tazawah, Ben Yahawada, Ben Yasharala.
Tazawah.
It's like you're gonna say bun, not Ben.
Bye.
Bun. Say that again. Good.
Tazawah, Ben Yahawada, Ben Yasharala.
Tazawah. Ban Yahawada. Ban Yasharala.
Yahweh Shem Yashab Rakathum.
Yahweh Shem Yashab Rakathum.
Yashabia, you see it? Alright. So the trooper where we at?
Salah Bishop, I wasn't here last Saturday, sir.
I'm telling you right now. Show up in the Tanakh.
Okay, come
In
on.
Job chapter 40.
Go on, sir.
We're gonna start at verse 10. Last week we left off at Job 40 and 9.
Sloppy, sir. I mean, this is the other time. He would read from here, right, sir?
Let me see. It will be halal, the first word. You see? So like this. Job 40, verse. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. Wrong chapter. I.S.U.P.K. There you go. Start right here. I.S.U.P.K.
It's verse 10, right?
Verse 10. The book of Job, chapter 40, verse 10 in the Hebrew. Aida Na'ah, Gawan, Wagabah, Wahawad, Wahadar, Talabash, verse 11. Hapatazah, Ibararoth, Apak, Wara, Kal, Ga, Waha, Shapayawa, verse 12. Ra, Kal, Ga, Hakayan, Yaiwa, Wahadak, Rashai, Yum, Takathum, verse 13. Tamanum, Ba'ai, Yakad, Panyahum, Kabash, Batha Mawan, verse 14. Wagam, Anya, Awadak, Kaya, Tawashai, Laka, Yumyanka, verse 15. Na'a, Baha Mawath, Ashar, Shayafia, Imaka, Katazayar, Kabakwar, Yahakal, verse 16. Na'a, Kakawa, Bama, Thanyawa, Wa'anawa, Basha, Raya, Bathanwa. English.
It's the book of Job, chapter 40, starting at verse 10. Deck thyself now with majesty and excellence, and array thyself with glory and beauty. Verse 11.
All right, basically, don't be a woe it's me. Like, oh my God, my life is over. All right, deck yourself with glory and excellence.
Right.
All right, keep going.
Verse 11. Cast abroad the rage of thy wrath, and behold, everyone that is proud, and abase him. Verse 12. Look on everyone that is proud, and bring him low, and tread down the wicked in their place.
Which is exactly where the wicked belong.
Right.
The wicked is proud as hell.
Right.
And we abase the wicked here in the U.P.K. We don't look at Donald Trump and, George Bush and Elon Musk.
Right.
And, what's some
Joe
of them?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. What's some of them that are famous in the financial industry that people respect? Even though they devils, but people respect them because they
Chase, JP Morgan.
Go ahead, Troy. You was gonna say something?
No, you already said it.
That's a lot here.
Yeah,
Rockefellers.
Rockefeller, we abase them because they are nothing. They're nothing but dogs that should be on their knees, licking our boots.
Right.
Keep going.
Verse 13. Hide them in the dust together, and bind their faces in secret. Verse 14. Then will I also confess unto thee that thine own right hand can save thee.
All right, and this is what we have to realize as a people. Our right hand can save us as a people.
Right.
In Revelation where it says, the mark of the beast, that people are calling the vaccine or 5G, but they still got their iPhone, Yasharon.
Right, sir.
That mark that is in your right hand is the work that you do for this evil society.
Right.
Well, in the same manner, you don't have to do that work for this evil society. You could do the work of the Lord.
Right.
All right. And that's what will save us as a people, for us to do exactly what the scripture says in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter.
Right.
All right, the conclusion of the whole matter is for us to do the Lord's will.
If I may, sir, like you got some brothers. I don't like to use the term fake Israelite groups, but they too always say the mark of the beast is the vaccine. They got nano machines in you. It's gonna stop. They're gonna spy on you. All that is bull crap. Because like you said, we have social media. We use our ATM cards, credit cards. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they wanted to get you, they get you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So we need to stop being so scary. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He is our oppressor, but he can't be our God in the oppressor. He's either one or the other. You know what I'm saying? He's just a beast that came out of the caves that just learned to use soap if he still uses it today. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot.
Right.
The oppressor don't need a microchip to control us.
Right.
You can see, our behavior today without a microchip.
Right.
Keep going.
Verse 15. Behold now, Behemoth, which I made with thee, he eateth grass as an ox.
Right. Behemoth is it's like an animal. Keep going.
Verse 16. Lo now, his strength is in his loins, and his force is in the navel of his belly.
Keep going.
I think that's the last one.
That was the last. Okay, cool. Not sure you want to take the next step.
Come, sir.
How's your Hebrew, Tazawan?
It's getting better. It's getting better.
Y'all take this set.
Come. It's the book of Job, chapter 40, verse 17 in the Hebrew. Yakab, it's like Yakabai. It's like Yakabai. Zawab. Am I saying the right stuff? So Zawam. Come Kawab. Yum, it's like it. Kayo, it's like Kamal. Iraz, it's like it. Iraz. Kayad. Pakad Yawa. Yashagawa. Verse 18. I Tazayam, Yawa. It's like it.
Say it again.
I Tazayam.
Where's the ya to Tazam?
Yeah, it's like it. Oh, it's like it. I Tazam, what?
I Tazam Mayawa.
I Tazayam Mayawa.
I Tazam Mayawa.
I Tazam Mayawa. Apayakwa. It's like Yapayakwa. What, sir?
No, sir.
Nakawasha.
You said it right the first time.
Nakawasha. Gawa. Yayawa. Gora. Ya. So Gora. Yum. Slap.
It's ma, ya, and wa.
Ma. Ya. Wa. Kapa. Mayawa. Kaya. Slap. Kama. Tayawa. Tala. Slap. Kama. Tayala. Slap. Yala. Para.
That's a box.
Slap. Bara. Zala.
That's ball.
Bazaar.
Which means iron. That's our brother's name in Philly, Bazaar. That's also where Brazil's name comes from.
Concept.
Bazaar.
Hawa.
Verse 19.
Hawa. Wa'a Sayak. The Ra.
Double check you're in the right verse.
Verse 19.
It's Hawa'a Ra'a Shayah. Hawa'a Ra'a Shayah. Verse 19.
Okay. Hawa'a Raya. Is that the second word right here, sir?
Ra'a Shayah.
Ra'ashiyah. Ra'ashiyah. The Ra, the Rakai, the Rakia. Allah. Ha'aishua. Yagash. Harab.
That's a car.
That's like it. Karab. Karabwa. Verse 20. Kaya. Bawala. Harayam. Washa'ara. It's like Yashawa. Lawa. Wakala. Kaya. Hashada. It's like it. Hashada. Yasha. Kawa. Sham. Verse 21. The Kaf. Iha. Taza. Alayam. Yashak. Yashaka. Bashar. Bashatar. Kowa. Wa Tazaha. Verse 22. Yisaka. Yisaka. Hawa. Tazai. Tazal Layam. Tazal Laya.
That's a wild day.
Taza Lalawa. Yasabawa. Dua. Arabia. Wathal. No, Wakam. Wakam. Verse 23.
Last verse.
Hun. I.S.U.P.K.
That's a shot.
Shah. I.S.U.P.K. Nahar. La'a. Yakpa. Waza. Yashaka. Yabashaka. Yabata. Kaya. Yagayak. You're done. La'a. Payahawa.
That's Al.
Al. It's like Al.
Yaradan Al.
Yaradan Al.
That's into Yaradan is Jordan, so I'm guessing it's into the Jordan River.
Come. Al. It's like Payahawan. That's the last verse. Payahawa.
In the English.
Job, Slacky. It's the book of Job, chapter 40, beginning at verse 17. He moveth his tail like a cedar. The sinews of his stones are wrapped together. Verse 18. His bones are as strong pieces of brass. His bones are like bars of iron. Verse 19. He is the chief of the ways of God. He that made him can make his sword to approach unto him. Verse 20. Surely the mountains bring him forth food, where all the beasts of the field play. Verse 21.
Alright, so this is the Most High using this as a metaphor. We're using behemoth as a metaphor to show his power.
Right.
In the same way, behemoth don't have to go and work hard. The mountains bring him food. You know, the Most High, the earth is like a footstool to the Most High.
Right.
Right. It's nothing. Right. Your biggest fear, an animal that is your biggest fear, is like a little pet to the Most High. It's nothing. Right. Keep going.
Verse 21. He lieth under the shady trees and the covert of the reed and fens. Verse 22. The shady trees cover him with their shadows. The willows of the brook compass him about. Verse 23.
Last verse.
Behold, he drinketh up a river and hasten not. He trusteth that he can draw up Jordan into his mouth.
God. That was the last verse?
Come on.
Pick it up in the Hebrew, that's all. Verse 24.
It's the book of Job, chapter 40, and starting at verse 24. Ba'ayanayawa yakwakanawa bamawakwashayam yanakwab up. Verse 25.
Chapter 41, verse 1. Is it continuous?
This is 24 going to verse 1, right? From down here, 22, 23, 24.
Yeah, it's continuing here in the KJV. Hold up, let me see what it does. What it does here in the KJV. It's fine. Yeah, after 24, it's 41 and 1. So just go ahead, read 25, but it's 41 and 1.
Come on.
It does that in the Tanakh sometimes. They rearrange them different.
Come on.
Let's read 25.
Samashak Lawayathwa, Salakia. Lawayathan Bakaka.
That's Leviathan. Lawayathan. Leviathan. Keep going.
Come on. Wabakabla, Salakia. Wabakabal, Tashakwayai, Lashanawa, Hatashayam.
Lashanawa, like we say, Lashawan Kodash. Lashawan is tongue. All right. Lashanawa, that's his tongue. Lashawan Kodash, the holy tongue. All right. Which is what we're reading right now. We're reading the Lashawan Kodash of Sahazahab. Every Friday, you have the Lashawan Kodash class. So here we see Lashawan, which is his tongue. Lasha, like Lashanawa, which means his tongue. Keep going.
Come on. Agamak, Ba'apawa, Wabakawa, Slakia, Wabakawak, Zakwab, Lakayawa, Hayaraba,
That's verse 3. Keep going.
Hayaraba, Alayak, Zakanawanaya, Slakia. Slakia. Al-Yaka.
What's the last verse on Saul?
Last verse would be verse 6.
Keep going.
All right.
After Al-Yaka.
After Al-Yaka, all right. Zakanawanayam, Yadabar, Al-Yaka. Rabawath, Slakia. Rakawath,
Verse 4. Keep going.
Hayabarat, Slakia. Hayakarath, Barayath, Imak, Thwakanawa, Slakia. La'ibad, Iwalam, Hatta Shakak, Slakia, verse 5. Hatta Shakak, Slakia. Bao, Kataza, Pawar, Wata Kwa Sharnawa, Lana Irawafyak, verse 6. Slakia. Yakarwa, Alyawa, Kabaryam, Yakatazawahawa, Bayan, Kanaiwayam.
That's verse.
Give your hands to that, brother. He's in that class, sir. Most time in class. I must get it like that. Everybody goes eyes on.
In English?
This is the book of Job, chapter 41, and beginning at verse 1. Canst thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Verse 2. Canst thou put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through a thorn?
Did we reach verse 24 in English?
Oh, you're absolutely right.
You started at verse 1?
I ended at verse 23, the last set. I got to start at verse 24.
Yeah,
The water for that. This is the book of Job.
You was going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say something, but I didn't want to go out of order because he was reading 41.
Okay, yeah, just go back and then
Come.
You could go ahead and time it. All right,
It's the book of Job, chapter 40, beginning at verse 24. He taketh it with his eyes, his nose pierced through snares. Book of Job, chapter 41, verse 1. Canst thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Verse 2. Canst thou put an hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn?
If I may, like this is the Most High talk sloppy. This is the Most High still talking to Job, and he's checking him like, can you do this?
Right.
Can you do that? I'm saying, you don't know how these things work. You know what I'm saying? What are you crying about? You know what I'm saying? You don't know why I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? Toughen up. Be quiet. You're not wicked. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting you through something. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I want to say. So.
Verse 3. Will he make many supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Verse 4. Will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him for a servant forever? Verse 5. Wilt thou play with him as with a bird, or wilt thou bind him for thy maidens? And Slakia, verse 6 would be the last one? Or was it verse 5?
Verse 6.
Verse 6. Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him amongst the merchants?
And that shows you the power of the Most High.
Right.
I'm saying all of these things is to show that, you see, all these things that is so high and mighty for you, that's so impossible.
Right.
In your brain, in your mind, they are nothing to me.
Right.
I created Behemoth. I created that animal.
That's right.
You know, so it just be sounding crazy to me when I hear people say there's no God. They don't even have control of a hair follicle on their head.
Right.
All right. The book of Job, chapter 41, verse 7 in the Hebrew. Hatham Allah, Bashar Kawaf, I.S.U.P.K, Waba Tazal, Dagayam, Ra'ashwa, verse 8, Shayam, I.Layawa, Kapak, Zakar, Mala Kama, Al, Tawasa, verse 9, Hun, Thaka Lafwa, Nakazaba, Hagam, Al, Mara, Yawa, Yatal, verse 10, La'a, Kazar, Kaya, Ya'ai, Wara, Nawa, Wamaya, Hawa'a, Lapanya, Yatha, Ya, Tazab, verse 11, Maya, Hakwa, Dayam, Nawa, Naya, Wa'a, Shalom, Thakaf, Kal, Hashamayam, Laya, Hawa'a, verse 12, La'a, Lawa, Akarayash, Badyawa, Wadabar, Gama, Wath, Wakayan, Rakawa, verse 13, Maya. Last verse. 13 the last verse? Come. Maya, Gala, Panya, Laba, Washwa, Bakapal, Rasa, Noah, Maya, Yabawa, verse 13 was the last verse. We did in English.
It's the book of Job, chapter 41, starting at verse 7. Canst thou fill his skin with barred irons, or his head with fish spears? Verse 8. Lay thy hand upon him, remember the battle, do no more. Verse 9. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? Verse 10. None is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before him? Verse 11. Who have prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine.
That's right.
Verse 12. I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. Verse 13.
This is a conclusion of what all the Most High is saying.
Right.
Everything that's under this earth and is mine.
Right.
Everything.
And if I may,
I control it all, man.
I was just about to say that, sir. If I may, Salakia, that what can you do? You say, you know what I'm saying? What can you do other than to be my servant? Right. And what I'm putting you through is gonna make you stronger. Shut up, get tough. You know what I'm saying? You're my servant. You know what I'm saying? I chose you for a reason. And I say this because I know someone in the world who I tell you, read the book of Job. You wanna know why you're going through this? Read the book of Job. You know what I'm saying, sir? So that's all I wanted to say. So
no, sir. Go ahead, Tazawam.
Verse 13. Who can discover the face of his garment, or who can come to him with his double bridle?
I gotta ask General Mahaiman what will be Behemoth today. I don't know if that would be a bear. I know. I know.
what is Behemoth in the Bible?
It is an animal. So I'm trying to see. Yeah, I'm trying to see what would compare to him today. What animal exactly?
For some reason,
it's like Leviathan. Like we don't know exactly, but a good example would be like a crocodile.
Oh, okay. God. It's like a creature the Most High God has ready to let loose.
I know Shamgar wrestled a bear.
Oh yeah, wrestle. He plucked that thing. That's a lot.
So,
All right.
Keep going.
I think that was the last verse out of one, verse 13.
That was it?
I'll go out deep. It's the book of Job, we're on verse 14 in Hebrew, right, sir? The book of Job, chapter 41, verse 14. The La Faya, Pawa, Yawa.
Hold on, 14 start out what?
Book of Job 41 and 14.
What's the first word?
The La, the Ya, the La Faya.
Oh, okay. That's a dado. That's a dado.
The La.
Remember how you say the alphabet in the Hebrew.
Ba, Ga, Da, Wa.
Stop. Da. What is da?
Da is door.
What is it? What's the whole word?
Oh,
because da is just short for what?
Da Wa.
The la.
The La.
All right. So now read that again.
Salakia. Because of the numbers are different, where exactly are we starting?
Hold on, the Lafia, that would be, let me see. This went all the way to 32, 24 to 32, 24, 25 was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What verse you in, Yahshua?
The book of verse 14, chapter 41.
I believe that will be, there you go, right here.
Kalamakan.
The Lafia, right there.
Kalamakan. What?
Good, Yahshua.
Kalamakan. Rapia. Pawa. Yawa. It's like Panayawa.
Panyawa.
Panyawa, Salakia. Maya. Patha. Sabaya. Pawa. Shun, Salakia. Shun, Yawa. Ayama. Salakia. Ayama. Ma. Verse 15. Gaha waha. Gaha waha.
Correct. Keep going.
Apaya kwaya. Maga. Maga. Nayam. Saga. Wara. Koraithayam. Tazara. Tazara. Verse 16. Yahad.
That's
Yakad. It's like Akkad.
one.
Akkad. One. Sir. Bahag. It's like Bahag.
It's the same word. It just added 2 into it, which is the ba.
Bakad.
Ba'akad.
Ba'akad.
Ba'akad. One to another.
One to another. Come, sir. Water. Yagad.
Or one to another one, right? Officer Hazard?
Again?
It will be akad, which means one. Akad ba'akad. So one to another one.
One on one.
One on one to another.
Water, sir. Yagal Shawan. It's like Yagal Shawan. Wara Waha. La'a. Yabawa. Bawanaya.
That's a ya.
Bayan Yaham. Verse 17. Ayash. Bakad Yahawa. Yad Bakwawa. Yadabakwaya. Kawa. Yathala.
That's a cut. Correct. So like
At the water, sir. Yathala. Kadawa. That's Zaham and
Kadwa.
That's a cod.
Yathala Kadwa.
Yathala Kadwa. The water, sir. Wala. Yellow. Wala.
That's what we say all the time in the school. La'ah. If I offer you something, la'ah, or I ask you something, la'ah, which means no or not, depending on the context.
But the wa added would mean what?
And
no?
Right.
And the water. Yet the pa, the wa. Yet the pa, but yet the wa. Verse 18. I saw.
That's a ta.
I was looking. Okay. Isaiah Shah. Isaiah Shah. The young. Thala, Ira, Wa'ai, Yan, Kai,
I.Yawa.
Yan Yawa, I Paya, I Paya, Shkar, verse 19. That's the verse? Verse 19.
Charles, what's the last verse?
Pa,
The last verse is 20, sir.
Pa, Yawan, Yawa, Pa, Yad, Yum, Yaha, Kawan, Kaya, Wa, the Yun, Asha, Yatha, Mala, Yatham, Malashah,
Is that the last word in 19? Yatham Malatwa.
Yatham Malatwa. Verse 20. Mawab.
That's a nah.
It's like it's a nah. Oh.
Go on.
Man. Maha. Yarayam. Mayara.
Say that word again. It's a
Man.
na and a ka. Say it again.
Manaka. Yara. Yawa.
Manaka Yawa.
Yawa. Yataza. Aishar. No, sorry. Aishan. Kadwad. Napawak.
So I guess, sir, if you could break down this word for me later.
What verse is it?
Verse 20, sir.
What chapter?
That word, chapter 41.
Okay. Chapter 41 and 20, right?
Because it says, Ka Dawada.
Ka Dawad. Ka Dawad.
Ka Dawad.
Let's say that it's a basket or a cauldron.
Right.
Yeah.
I see it spelled the same as David's name.
Okay. So that is Dala, meaning door. Right. So we got Dawada. The wire is like an and like a fish hook. So I don't know if it's say two openings that are put to each other.
Right.
I'm not sure, right?
Gotcha. Keep going, Yashua.
Come. Nepal, like Nepal, wa. It's a wa, right, sir?
It's a Y and a Ka.
Ka. Ka.
Napawak.
Napawak. Gaman.
That was the last verse, right, Sean?
Verse 20, sir.
20, That was the last verse. As well, in English.
And we started from 15? Start from verse
15.
15.
It's the book of Job, chapter 41 and verse 15.
I believe it's 14, sir.
14.
Go.
Oh, 14. It's a lot here. 14.
It's the book of Job, chapter 41 and verse 14. Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. Verse 15. His scales are his pride, shut up together as with a closed seal. Verse 16. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. Verse 17. They are joined one to another. They stick together. That they cannot be sundered. Verse 18. By his neesings a light doeth shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Verse 19. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Verse 20.
Last verse.
Kanamakan. Out of his nostrils goeth smoke, as out of seething pots or cauldrons. Well, yeah, because the numbers on this one's a little different. So that's
bring up the
verse 1. You started at 14.
First, and then we move on.
20. So you'll stand here. So
You should.
Gotcha.
the numbers.
It's lucky, son.
All right. I imagine. You got 2 more sets left, right? Hoyala. Got an assignment?
Concept. I got a report to North this morning. I'm waiting for the other.
Okay, cut. No sir. Cut.
Ban Yashrala.
Azahar. Ban Yashala.
How about you, Shabbat?
Yahweh Shabbat. No. Stay up here. I'll be in the middle. Shabia? Alright. Where we at, Yahshua?
We are in the Hebrew, starting at verse 20, I believe.
21.
21.
21. 41 and 21 out of 1.
Okay, good. Read one.
Cut.
Good. Now, Pashwa. Ga Kalyam. Salahat. Walahab. Pa Yawa. Yatada'a. 22. Batadawa Wa. Yalian. I'm only the book.
Yes, sir.
It's okay.
What I'm just saying is different in the Tanakh because of the verses.
Yeah.
They run over, right, sir?
But Tadayah, right? So it's 41, right? 41. And then 22, right? So this is not the same 22.
It's different because the verse 40
Mm-hmm.
ended at 25, right, in the KJV, but here it ended at, I believe, verse 32.
32.
Chapter 40 ended at verse 32, but in the KJV it ended at 25. So the remaining verse went into chapter 41
Right.
in the KJV, but they stayed in chapter 40. If you get what I'm saying, sir.
Okay, so I got like around 10 verses down.
So right now we should be around maybe verse 15, 16 in the book. The first word is Napashwa, so it should be. I can look for it for you, sir.
Yeah, oh, sure. I can't find where I'm at right now.
Okay.
No,
sir.
I'm gonna keep going in here, right?
Come on, sir.
Okay. Ba Tadawa Awa Yalayan Isaac.
Salaki, sir.
Yeah.
I believe right here. It would be 13. Napashwa, Kakaliyam. Is that right? Yes, done.
Okay.
So this is 21. Verse 21 in the KJV is actually verse 13, if I'm not mistaken, which is right here. Napashwa.
The walk.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So we're doing 14 now, right?
Um,
Where I was just at just now, right? Walapan Yawa Sa Dawataza Da Abba, verse 15 in here, right? Verse 15 here, right? That'll be 22 where you are, right?
23 where I'm at, sir.
23, correct. Mapalia, Bashawa, Da Bakwawa, Ya Tazawakwa, Iowa, Bal, Yamawat. It's like I gotta read the other one. I gotta to see what each English word means.
Come on,
I gotta move my vocabulary. Right?
Come on.
So mawat is a word to move. That's a very good one, right? Mawat. We say that la mawat in the prayer all the time. Labwa. Ya tazawa kwa. Ka mawa. Aban. Ya tazawa kwa. Ka palak. Palak says it means peace, right? Peace of something, right? Palak. I'm not sure, right? Thakath yawat. Or slacking. Thakath yat. This is a 25 in mind, right?
Come on.
Mashatwa. Yagawarwa. Alayam. That's Allah that says mighty or power, right? Mashabaryam. Right, shabar means to hurt. Ya thakata'awa. Mashayagawa.
Verse 26, sir.
26. Karab. Balia. Takwawam. Kanayat. Masai. Masai is a dart. Wash Sharaya. 27. Yakashab.
So
Yeah.
27 is the last verse, so last verse.
There's an intake right here on the ground, right? Shaw. There's an intake right here, right? Intake right here. Insect. There's an intake. Right over here. We went right to the door, the bathroom, right? La Taban. Barzal. La Aitazal. Rakwa Bawan. Na Kawasha. Okay.
Everything before the new sir?
21.
All right. This is the book of Job, chapter 41, verse 21. His breath kindles cold, and a flame goes out of his mouth. Verse 22. In his neck remaineth strength, and sorrow is turning into joy before him. Verse 23. The flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm in themselves. They cannot be moved. Verse 24.
All of these is to show the power of the Most High. Right. He's using something that we are familiar with, right, to show that this is how he is.
Right.
All right. The Most High is solid.
Right.
Most High don't change.
Right.
Most High have no fear. Most High controls everything.
Right.
All right. Everything bows down to him.
That's right. If I may, sir, again, I said this before, like, if you come into truth, you know what I'm saying? The book of Job is a great book to read, you know what I'm saying? Because then you realize why all these things are happening to me, you know what I'm saying? Because it's the Most High. And you just said, sir, the Most High is solid. You can't be moved, and everything moves on him, you know what I'm saying? And you can't say, oh, I'm a good person. Are you really a good person? You know what I'm saying? You're going to be tested through life. I mean, life's a battle. Life is war. It's about warfare, you understand? But that's all, sir.
Right quick, right? That part where it says, right? That part where it says his breath kindled is cold, right? You might look at America as a safe and solid place. Yeah, I mean, you might look at America, you go on a plane, you see got a lot of grassland.
Right.
Right? But what it's saying right here is that the Lord can turn everything you see into fire.
Right.
As you know, if he just breathed on it, you know,
right,
with his nostrils. You see what I'm saying? And then he goes on to say that your sorrow will be turned into joy before him.
Right.
Meaning what? You looking at today like, oh, America's never gonna end. And you know, we just in the ghetto and poor, and when is it gonna end?
Right. But
the Lord is saying, you sad right now, you poor right now, you're afflicted right now. The Lord was gonna see you to all of that poverty and all of that pain that you grew up with, and all that's gonna be turned into joy in a moment.
That's right.
His time.
Right.
Okay.
Amen. Verse 24. His heart is as firm as a stone.
Heart in the Bible is mind.
Right.
Right. So your mind can be changed.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Your mind is changed where, you know, you some brothers spit out the truth.
Right.
their mind changed. Their heart wasn't firm as a stone.
Right.
But the mission of Christ is, that's never gonna move.
Right.
The Lord is never gonna quit from that.
Right.
Christ is coming back no matter what. America's falling no matter what.
Damn right.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Nobody can stop it. Right?
Lucky, if I may, sir, if you've been paying attention to the politics and the news, a lot of countries have dropped the U.S. dollar.
Right.
In our own backyard, in Asher, Brazil, they dropped the American dollar and it went to the yen. This country is falling.
Damn right.
And before you know it, you're going to see that sky cracked. And you got to ask yourself the question, are you in the right? Are you doing what the Lord says? You know what I'm saying?
Do you know why they dropped the dollar?
So can you further go smile?
Because their heart wasn't as firm as a stone.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Damn right. You know what I'm saying?
Their heart wasn't as firm as a stone.
May sir, keep reading, sir?
Please.
Okay, come. Yea, as hard as a piece of the never milestone. Millstone. Verse 25.
A millstone is that big giant stone from the mill. You know what a mill is, right?
Come.
You got the little fan.
Come.
Yeah, the cow works at that mill. He drags the stone around, right? And that millstone, I believe it's to hold something from moving, or it's to grind grain.
I was about to say that. I was about to say grind the grain and wheat for the flour, right? Come, sir.
So you if you're an oppressor or something, or you're a person who's in charge and you sentence someone to death,
right?
You tie a millstone around his neck with a rope, and you throw the millstone off the cliffs, and that person then by his neck will be falling off some cliff somewhere,
right?
And you will just be it'll just be the end of you,
right?
Yeah.
If I may, that's how wicked our oppressor is. Instead of just taking you out, he wants you to suffer when you die. You know what I'm saying? He's that much of a beast.
I mean, anyone could do this.
Come,
you're a wicked person, and
right.
you get sentenced to death by any government,
right?
Or, ruling body or person,
right?
You sentence someone to death, so you take evil out of the land,
right?
Could be good or bad, you know what I mean?
Come, sir. If I may, verse 25. When he risen up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breakings, they purify themselves. Verse 26. The sword of him that led at him cannot hold. The spear, the dart, nor the Habergan. Verse 27.
So there's no weapon that you're gonna hold in front of the Most High.
Right.
You're gonna be doing something.
Right.
No missiles, no bomb, atomic bomb, nothing. All right, and this is exactly what's going to happen in the end. The oppressors, they're gonna stop the fight between each other,
right?
Thinking that they're gonna overpower our king,
right?
And in 1 hour they'll be destroyed, which means in a short time,
right?
Because all that missiles, all the drones, all the technology, that means nothing to the Most High.
Right. If I may, that's how prideful this beast is to think he has a weapon to destroy that power, our power.
Right.
I'm saying, but with the Space Force, like you said, it's going to be a glorious 60 minutes.
And that's how we know. That's how we know our oppressor, this World War III, even though it's prophesied in the Bible, you would think they would say, you know what? We're about to be destroyed.
Right.
This thing is prophesied and it's actually happening.
Right.
Let's stop.
Right.
They can't help it. It must happen. The Most High put that spirit of war in them, and the oppressor is not gonna try to give up this kingdom without a fight. No. They're not gonna let bricks just come out with their own, dollar that's backed up by gold or whatever, and think okay, you know what? We're just gonna give up. We're just gonna lose, our position as the #1 superpower in the world.
If I may, so what you're saying is, go ahead, sir.
What set is this right here?
This is, I think we got one last one. So.
Okay, go ahead.
If I may, what you just said is so heavy because the oppressor has this one term he always said. He means it, over my dead body, and it will happen. And he means over my dead body. Like I said, a glorious 60 minutes.
Here's the thing. What Yetzirah says so heavy too, is that the oppressor doesn't think that America is going to go anywhere, and that's why we need these scriptures here, because when he acts like America's never gonna fall. We who underneath him, our people, we believe it. We believe America's never gonna fall.
Right.
People don't think that America's gonna actually go to war with Russia.
Right.
Or there's a talk that they're going to, but people don't think America will lose.
Right.
People think America's, wholeheartedly, boldly gonna win.
Right.
Because of propaganda. You know what I mean? So it's good that these scriptures are here to give us a firm direction of hope. You know what I mean? To say that this place is going down no matter what you see, no matter what they put on the news.
Right.
And this part right here on 25 right here, right? When it says, when he raises up himself, the mighty are afraid.
Right.
The mighty in the earth is the oppressor,
That's
our
right.
oppressor in America.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who nobody thinks will go down. And this Bible, make no mistake, this Bible is referring to America.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Joe might have been talking about whatever he's thinking about his time.
Sleepy Joe.
But this applies to America wholeheartedly, all right?
Right.
Is the last verse or just last?
Is the verse 27 the last verse?
Okay.
Come. Verse 27. He is seeming iron as straw.
And now that's America. Everything in America is made out of iron.
Right.
This is damn near iron country.
Right.
And we look at this iron like it's something that's, just formidable, cannot be broken, cannot be stopped.
Right.
All the bombs and missiles is made out of iron. The
Right.
tanks.
Right.
You know what I mean? The ships is made out of iron.
Right.
You know what I mean? Keep going.
And so I can say, my man.
Yeah.
Both sides look at that iron like a straw, like it says here.
Yeah, like a straw.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
You know what
It's
I mean?
a lot.
It's nothing.
Like you put a lighter to that, and it goes up all in flames.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's deep.
Count, sir. If I may.
Mm-hmm.
And brass as rotten wood. Good night.
And he looks at brass. This is America heavy on brass too. Brass is where you get copper from.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Well, brass comes from copper. You see what I'm saying? That's using all of the electricity. Right? Copper is the best conductor of electricity.
Right.
And America is built on electricity.
Right.
You know what I mean? Brass, copper. You know what I mean? He looks at that as rotten wood. Like Lord looks like he will make that just be nothing, just be something that just can't be used anymore. He'll make it toast. He'll raise up some devil somewhere to just put a virus in the middle of the Pentagon, and it will just be nothing. It'll be like rotten wood.
Right.
It'll be like a tree that don't grow.
If I may, sir, it'll make it obsolete.
There you go.
So that's verse in
In the
English.
Hebrews, right?
Come.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me give it a go again.
Come. This is the book of Job, chapter 41, verse 28. La'ah.
So that's the last set, right?
Yabar, yak, Nawab, Bun, Kushaf, Lakwash, Nahapaka, Hapakan, Habakwa.
Shaw. You don't got pen and paper over there.
Wa, okay. Nahapakwa. Nahapakwa. Wa. Lawa. It's like Abanya. Kuala. Verse 29. Kwash. Nakad Shaban.
That's a walk.
Wa? Okay. Nakad Shabawa.
Like a shabwa.
Nakshaba. Wa. So again. The Bawa. The Bawa.
It's a walk.
The Wa. The Ha. The Wa. The Ha. Wayashakwa. Laraish. Kayada 1, verse 30. The one, it's like it. The yawa, the kafiwa, the one. Kad, wadya, kad, the wa, The ya?
Yeah. So anytime you're looking at a word, right, you first look at to see if there's a preposition. Here, there's no preposition here, right? So you know that this ka right here is the beginning of the root word, right? In the middle of a root word, there could be a tense, and those tenses could only be wa or ya. In here, we have a wa in the middle here. All right. So the root word is kadad.
Kadad.
Right. And then this wa right here is ka dawad. Right. So we have kadad, ka dawad. Right?
Kadad, kadadwad.
Yes. Right. Kadad, ka dawad.
Kadawad.
Right. Good.
And there's a ya.
And the ya will be a possessive to say mine. All right. So you gotta break it down like that. When you break it down like that, it's not all jumbly up. You can have a clear path of what to say from what not to say. All right? So ka dawad ya.
Ka dawad ya.
There you go.
That's full with the water, sir.
Okay.
Katasha.
That's a karash.
Oh, slaki. Karash.
So if there's no possessive on the end, you don't never sound out the whole last letter.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? That last letter is connected to the one before. All right.
So it's
karash.
Karash, the water, sir. You're right. You're a pod. Slaki. Karad wa. Kawad. No, right. Korad. I.
Kawarataza.
Let's cover. Oh, Salakia. Kawarataza. Alia.
Karawataza should be diligent.
Kawarataza.
Where's that in? That's next verse?
That's verse 30, sir.
Okay, good.
Kawarataza.
Okay.
Alia. Tayatad. Verse 31.
Tayat.
Oh, so slow. Tayat.
Okay.
Verse 31. Yarathad. It's like it. Rathayat. Yarafika. Kashadra. It's like it. Kasha. Sa. Oh, it's like it. Ka. Sayad. Sayara. Kasayad. Matazar, Laha, Yum, Yashiyum, Kamara, Kwa, Kaha, verse 32, Akkad, Rayam.
Let me get these verses from.
Come on, sir.
Akar yawa. Akar usually means other, right? I'll show what it means right here in the version here. Ya ayar. Ar is light. Ar, that's where you get the word aura from, right? Ayar, right? So ya in the middle of the word means past tense to say shined, right? Nathayab, yakashab. Sahawam, La Shayaba. Verse 33. What's the last verse here?
35.
Okay.
30. Last verse is 34, sir. 34. Okay,
So we're done. Ayan, you know Ayan from Ayan the bar. Ayan means nothing, right? Ayan the bar means say nothing or say no more, right? I-par is dust. That's a good one. Mashalwa. Ha Aisha wa. Aisha is dewy. You have to know that one too. Aisha. Labalia. Kath. This kath right here, it says fear, right? That's not the common word for fear. I won't even hold on to that. Kal Gaba. Yara'a. Hawa'a. Malak. Al Kal. Banya Shakataza.
Yeah, what we in that thing, sir?
We're starting at 28.
28, come. The book of Job, chapter 41, verse 28. The arrow cannot make him flee. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble.
Hold on. Bullets can't make the Lord go away.
That's right.
You can't shoot God.
Right.
That's what he's saying.
Right.
Some cats think that they're going to shoot God or fire a missile at God or the chariots of God.
Right.
And these things are going to be gone. These are good chariot scriptures right here.
Right.
You know what I mean? These are chariot scriptures. The oppressor is going to fire missiles at the angels of God in flying chariots, and they're not going to say, oh my, they fired a gun at me. He fired a missile at me. Let's run. Lord is saying the chariots of God will not do that.
Right.
All right, keep going.
Come. Verse 29. Darts are counted as stubble. He laughed at
darts. Small missiles are looked at as dust. Like you threw dust at me.
Right.
When I'm wearing glasses.
Right.
You threw dust at me. Keep reading.
He laughed at the shrinking of the spear. That's like of a spear.
Right. The Lord, the oppressor is coming up with laser beams.
Right.
Right. The laser beams that do real damage. Right. That's according to what they say. I've never seen it, but people are saying that it's a real thing in the military.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's going to be like a spear. And what did the Lord do?
He laughed at the shrinking of a spear.
The Lord laughed at the oppressor's military giant laser beam that he got.
Right.
The Lord laughed at it. He laughs. It's funny to him.
Right.
Keep reading.
Come. Verse 30. Sharp stones are under him. He spread sharp points, things upon the mirror. Verse 31. He maketh the deep to boil.
That mire, right? Mire is like dust.
Right.
Like it's just on the ground. Right? So what he's saying is you put something sharp to the Most High, he scatters that all over the ground.
Right.
So whatever the oppressor is bringing to the Lord and to the chariots, that he thinks is some great powerful weapon, some cluster bomb or something. Cluster bombs have sharp things in the bomb, right? From Russia, right? Right. The Lord will scatter that on the ground because their cluster bombs do nothing to the Lord and his chariots.
If I may, sir, there's a video on social media talking about the chariots, and it was a naval ship. They were trying to shoot this thing down, and they could not hit it for nothing. Like it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe they were saying it defied their laws of gravity. You know what I'm saying? Because they got documents of UFOs being sighted, and they cannot catch it. They don't know how it's moving the way it moves in the air.
And there you go. And that's the point the Lord is saying. You know what I mean? Your person think that he got something, and the Lord got something, 1,000 times better.
Right.
He laughs at it. That's what he's saying. He laughs at it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's funny that, something that he created thinks that he can defeat the creator.
Right.
You know what I mean? The only time the person can defeat God is in movies. You know what I mean? Something that's fictional. You know what I mean?
Come, like a pot. He maketh the seed like a pot of ointment.
Right. The oppressor cannot make the seed to boil.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The Lord said he maketh the deep to boil like a pot.
Right.
And he created the oppressor to make the seed boil like a pot.
Right.
But the oppressor would never think to do that.
Right.
Because that's not within his power. The seed's gonna boil because the Lord is gonna turn away all of his nuclear missiles into the sea. That's what he's saying.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? All of his rockets and all that gonna end up in the ocean.
Right.
The nuclear bombs and all that might miss. It's gonna fall into the ocean. That's what the Lord is saying. He's gonna make the sea to boil. All right? Keep reading.
Verse 32. He maketh a path to shine after him. One will like the deep to be hoary.
Hoary means old, right?
Right. Verse 33. Upon earth there is not his like.
Right. There's nobody on earth that has this power like the Most High.
Right.
I don't know who got it in their mind to think that they're gonna defeat God or they're gonna outlive any time that God said they're gonna live.
Right.
All that stem cell research he's doing still can't make him live past 100.
Right.
I don't know what he's doing. Have you ever heard about a 150-year-old oppressor? With all the swapping out kidneys he got and stealing all these organs from these children.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The Lord said you ain't living past what did they say in Genesis?
120.
120? Oppressor ain't living past 120.
Right. But if I may, I've seen that Israel live 120 plus, still kicking today.
They do it in Mexico all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? But the oppressor is trying to get past that 120 mark. And it cannot be done.
Right.
No matter what he does. You know what I mean?
If I may, I might need that scripture too, Paul Shaw. He doesn't live past 120 later on, Paul Shaw.
Right. It's in I believe it's in Genesis, the 6th chapter.
Come the water. If I may, who is made without fear? Verse 34. He beholdeth all high things. He is
who is made without fear? The Lord has not given us the spirit of fear, but He's put it in all human beings to fear the Most High.
Right.
And the problem is with the oppressor, he doesn't fear the Most High even when he should.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But he's going to fear. That's what the Lord is saying.
Right.
And we go bold and think that the world is never going to end and America is always going to be like this and we're going to be his little slaves under him. He's going to fear the Most High.
Right.
He's going to learn to humble himself. He's going to learn to get in a cage and bow down like a dog.
Right.
And put handcuffs on himself by our command.
Right.
You know what I mean? And lock himself in a basement, our command, and dig up all of the ground for all the gems for us at our command.
Right.
By the fear of the Most High.
That's right. Come. Verse 34. He beholdeth all high things. He is a king over all the children of pride.
You see what I'm saying? He rules over all people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Who some oppressors think that he's not going to be ruled by the Most High.
Right.
You know what I mean? And right now, the oppressor is not allowing the Most High to rule over him. You see what I'm saying? The Lord beholdeth all things. He looks at all things. You know what I mean? He's a king over what?
A king over all the children of pride.
Who are the children of pride?
Our oppressors.
That is our oppressor in America. He is a child of pride.
Right.
They are the children of pride. And the Lord don't love that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The Lord rules over these children of pride. And that goes even, I know we up on the time, man. That goes to show too. You see what I'm saying? The Lord put the oppressor there as our punishment.
Right.
Because the Lord is king over him. He made him to be just like that, to be
Right.
something to be destroyed.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But how dare he think that he's not gonna what? He's not gonna fear the Most High.
Right.
He's not gonna bow to the Most High.
Right.
He's not gonna treat the children of the Lord with respect and dignity.
Right.
Shame on him. Shame on him.
If I may, so I believe the scriptures say that he's going to turn his fishermen into hunters, and we're going to chase him out the caves. Because he's the only one that thinks he can be safe within bunkers, miles in the earth.
Yeah, he think he's gonna hide
Right.
from the Lord's judgment.
Right.
What a shameful little child.
How prideful that child is. A lot.
Prideful that child is.
You'll never get me. All right. Bet.
Think that he can outrun God.
Right.
He can escape God's judgment. Thinking that he could shame the Lord's name. You see, and act like the Lord don't exist. Shame on him. Shame. The Lord should do him in.
Right. And if I may, Lord allow we all see it, and we all get crowned. So Lord allow we do, but I just want to see their face when they see a man and when they see a man descend from the heavens who look like the people that they've been oppressing, gunning down. You know what I mean? Put in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? That looks like us. It's going to deliver justice. You know what I'm saying? Lord allow we see that, and He gives us crowns upon our heads. Lord allow. You know what I'm saying, sir?
Sure.
All right, now let's basically, the Most High bullies the bully.
Right.
That's right.
That am I joking?
Belt.
So, Shapar. It's hard.
Yashala, which means to Israel.
Israel at Majam. Saul will play Hakwadah, which means turn and face the east. You're going to recite the prayers, starting with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Quadash, I.S.U.P.K, Yahweh, Malakwavka, Matazaka, I.S.U.P.K, Hawa, I.S.U.P.K, Thunder now, come, Salaka now, Wafia now, Salaka now, Wafia now, Banasai one, above, Awashina, Ayan, right, Hayat, Amalakwa, Allah, Atapara, I will love you, Amen.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
The power in the Hebrew, Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua, Baba Kusha, the thunder now, Haka, Larapa'ah, Ka'amakala, Ka'amadawa, Tazariah, Lahakwaya, Hamathia, Arakara, Tama'ala, Yarashan, Kawada Aman.
In English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. All manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. Power against unclean spirits. Cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
Psalm 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayan, Ahohoyim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Izoya Ma'ai, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Ba'aratazah, Ayatan, Lawat, Galka, Alyanawan, Shamalka, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shabamah, Yasharal, Yahweh, Shamalka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Aliyah, Yamyanka, Yawamah, Hashemah, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayara, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamalka, Makarai, Yashamal, Afnapasha, Yahweh, Yashamal, Aza'afka, I will love.
In the English. I lift up mine eyes into the hills.
From
whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Most High.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee. Will not slumber. Behold. He that keepeth Yashar'Allah. Shall never slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy going up. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore.
Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Takarash, Al-Tashakwat, Kayahana, Yabyaka, Yahama Yawan, Wamashanayaka, Asha'awa, Ash, Al-Imaka, Yairayamwa, Sawat, Wayata Yaitaz, Altazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Manakakina, Magoya, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Shamyasharala, Aiwa, Kaya, Nawaitazawa, Kadwa, Alika, Yakaraf, Aholia, Adawam, Wayashamayim, Mawa'aba, Wahagoya, the ball, Aimalak, Palashat, Anyashabi, as a war, Gamasha war, Nalawa, Aimam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawa, Salah, Aishalaham, Hamadia, Kasayasara, Hayabia, Banakar, Kwayashwa, Nashamadwa, Ayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, Adama, Shayatamwa, Nabiyabwa, Kaira, Kazaaba, Kazabak, Kazamana, Kana say Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayara Shah, Lanawa, Awa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kwash, Lapanya Raka, Ash, Aira, Kalahaba, Haria, Kantaradap, Masairaka, Tabahala, Palawan, where the Kwash, Shunka, Yahweh, Bashwa, where the Kapal, where the Abad, where the Kaya, Arthur, Shunka, Yahweh, Ayawan, Al-Kaharatiza.
English. Keep not thou silence, O my power.
Keep not thy silence, O my power.
Hold not thy peace. And be not still. My power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee. Have lifted up the head. They are taking crafty counsel against thy people. And they that hate thee. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off. From being a nation. At the name of Yahshua Allah. There be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarim. Jabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. I saw also joined with them. The hope of the children of Lot. Salah. Go unto them. And unto the Midianites. As Susasera. As two Jabin. The brook of Kison. Perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Made their nobles like Arab. And like Zahab. Yeah. All the princes as Zabah. And as Zalmunna. Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. All my power. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth for wood. As the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy tempest. And make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. They may seek thy name. Yahweh. Let them be confounded. And troubles forever. Yeah. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou, whose name alone is. Yahweh. Are the Most High. Over all the earth.
Blessing in the Hebrew. Right quick, right?
in Psalms, right? I know they're only saying the Lord's name when it says his name, and they may speak his name, right? Captain Zarek said that part there where it said God and all that, we gotta say the Lord's name because they put God here, so they don't say the Lord's name in vain. So in the prayer, we're not singing, we're actually making actual praise.
Right.
Go ahead.
Where it says that they may seek thy name?
No, okay, that it says Yahweh there because it's referring to his name. But the part where it says, oh God.
Okay, God.
Oh God, and then the other one where it says, my power and all that, my God.
God.
Right. Yeah.
God, sir.
Yeah, that was something that you told me a couple years ago, right?
Cut out.
All right.
Blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Alahaya.
Wa Alahaya.
Tazab Ya'ah.
Tazab Ya'ah.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Asaranya.
Asaranya.
Akatazayanya.
Akatazayanya.
Akayanya.
Akayanya.
Akwafia.
Akwafia.
Yahweh. Hashem Yahshua.
Hashem Yahshua.
Wadama.
English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Command and General Yahana.
Command and General Yahana.
Generals. Captains. The officers. Troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it. Verses of God. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
It's evil.
It's evil.
And curse.
And curse.
And punishment.
And punishment.
And destruction.
And destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
Speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
Teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
And the priests.
And the priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the schools.
And the schools.
And evil.
And evil.
And
curses.
Punishment.
And punishment.
And
destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose.
And shake loose.
The treasures of the rich of Israel.
Treasure of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the
That
school.
refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
Enter into thy sanctuary.
Enter into thy sanctuary.
To the evils.
To the evils.
And curses.
And curses.
And punishment.
And punishment.
And destruction.
And destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nation.
And the nation.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug dealers.
The court system.
Court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
Pope. Islam.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Ku Klux
Ku Klux
Klan.
Klan.
Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Posse Comitatus. The gay movement. Lesbians. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. That's our space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Space Force. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airwaves. Cable access channels. And the radio channel. Complete the spirit. Of any of thy people. That seek to stop us. And bring swift destruction. All the heathen. Stand in the way. For to stop us. From broadcasting your word. Throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the planes. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth. And consume them. As the plague. Shake the house of the thief. And the murderer. Let Yahweh Shah. Michael and Gabriel. Down with the flying saucers. And punish all the heathens. That come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all. It is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause to shake it thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you always. So be it.
So if you return, now Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Now Israel, Majim Shabbat, and Majim Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Rakam.
Yahweh Shema Hashem Yahshua, all the sisters that may be watching. Yahshua Dismiss.